Ever since I was a kid, I would occasionally get headaches. And as an adult, sometimes I wouldn't have them very often. Sometimes I'd have them a lot. There was a lot of aspirin in my life for a long time, and eventually Tylenol. And somewhere in my 40s, I came across a book by a physiology professor. And the book, I'll tell you the name of it, but it's probably totally out of print now. It's called Headaches, the Drugless Way to Lasting Relief by Harry C. Ehrmantraut. I'll put the cover up here so you can see it. As I say, I don't think you can get the book anymore. But Ehrmantraut made a really important point. Whatever the real cause of a headache, the final effect of a headache that caused the pain in a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot, was the buildup of lactic acid within the muscles, particularly the muscles in the scalp. Lactic acid's a fatigue product. If you work your muscles too hard, that happens. And he said that if you could massage that lactic acid out, that would get rid of a lot of the headache pain. And so you can try massaging your scalp. The trouble is it seems to be hard to really get good, hard pressure on your scalp with your own fingers. I can't do it very well. Maybe someone with extremely strong hands can do it. But he came up with a technique for using a stiff brush that works extremely well. At this point in my life, I have a lot of headaches. It's a rare day that goes by when I doesn't have a headache. And I can roughly divide them into two types. There's a kind of deeper headache that really requires medication. But there is a surface headache that really has to do with the pain being mainly concentrated in the scalp muscles around the temples here. And Ehrmantraut's brushing technique will get rid of most of them without the need to take any Tylenol or anything like that. Now I'll show you the diagram that he has in his book. He has a systematic way of doing the brushing so you cover all the sensitive areas in your scalp. And what's really important is you have to have a stiff brush. I'm going to put a diagram up of one brush that I found in a hardware store. It's really sold as a scrub brush that's the right stiffness. I've also found a fingernail brush that's the right stiffness. And if, like me, you have no shame and you wait till nobody's looking and you try different brushes in the hardware store, hardware aisle, till you find the right one, that's what you want to do. A soft brush won't do anything. You don't want to go up to the level of a real hard steel bristled kind of brush. If you have a brush that's a little too hard, if all the little points are feeling a little too painful, you can put something like a handkerchief in between you. Okay, the basic idea with this kind of stiff brush is that you rub in little circles in a way that covers all of your scalp, and just a few seconds in each area. Okay, Ehrmantraut's diagrams show you how to do all the scalp that way. I've found that some areas need it much more for me than others. For me, that's this part of the temples mainly. He's big on right on the top of the head where he thinks there's an acupuncture point that makes a difference. It doesn't particularly make a difference for me. So you can find a systematic way that in about 2 minutes or so you can do your entire head this way, but eventually you'll probably find, if you're like me, that some areas need it more than others. And as I say, it helps. About half of my headaches are these surface headaches, which mainly result from muscle tension there. Not that I think I'm an uptight kind of person, but the muscles get sore. You can feel the soreness when you massage with the brush this way. And it feels good to rub them hard this way. And sometimes if they're very sore, you'll start getting a sour taste in your body, and Ehrmantraut says that's the lactic acid that's accumulated in the muscles and is irritating them, literally being pushed out by the massage, and it goes into the bloodstream where it goes on, I don't know, to the kidneys or liver or something like that and gets eliminated, but for a minute or so you have kind of a sour taste as the stuff gets into the bloodstream. Anyway, I don't think this is a cure-all for headaches, but if you've got my kind of headaches, it's really worth trying. What do you lose? A few dollars to buy a brush and try it a few times. And I'm very, very pleased to have rediscovered this technique. I came across it a long time ago and I lost the stiff nail brush I had, which did the trick, and then forgot about it because I didn't have headaches for a while. But I'm very happy to have rediscovered it and to pass this information on to you. So, good brushing. I'll put some shots of both brushes on here. I'm sure there's other brushes that will do the trick too. And give it a try, and I hope it works for you. Thank you.